Hi guys, today I will be focusing on the sport of luge, and the sport of luge has really meant something to me over the past 20 years. And I really would like to discuss how much the sport of luge has influenced me on not just me,
Absolutely.
physically and on social media. Wow.
So let's talk about it.
The sport of luge has been dominated by one nation.
And who's that?
Germany.
Germany.
And when I was watching the World Championships, it was all Germany except for the men's singles. Mike, what is it about the sport of luge that attracts you so much to?
What is it that is that's so connected to you or to Germany?
No, connected to me and the sport of and the nation of Germany.
Well, you tell me what it is that's connected to you. How do you feel like it's connected to
The
you?
sport of luge has influenced me the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Because there was no social media when I first started.
It's true.
In fact, when I was watching the World Cup, when I was watching the Olympics 20 years ago in Park City,
Mm-hmm.
when I was watching the World Cup, that brought me back 20 years ago.
Really?
Since Armin Zugler, who was now the Italian coach, won the Olympic gold medal that year, and was the world champion that year also. And Marcus Prock, who won the silver that year, his daughters, both of their daughters, now compete for this thing.
Really? Well, I think that illustrates what you've told me in the past that you love so much about the sport of luge, is that to you there is such a family aspect of it.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot of brothers and a lot of siblings and a lot of cousins and family members and generations of people that compete in luge that really stays consistent.
Which is barely even heard of an American sport.
Yeah, very rarely. I know usually maybe you'll get like the father-son duo in some aspects, but yeah, there's not always that like lineage of athletes that. And what do you think that so why do you think that is? Why do you think that there is such a strong family connection to the sport?
Because once their parents retire,
Mm-hmm.
they get their kids involved without pressure. But you think there's a lot of pressure. Like Luge is the daughter of the 2002 Olympic gold medalist.
Well, I'm sure there's a little bit of pressure that goes along with that, having your family member.
The legacy.
Yeah, that legacy piece. But I gotta say, watching the sport though, I don't feel like the people there are not enjoying themselves. Like, it seems like there is such a joy and love for the sport. And just to clarify, in case anybody doesn't know, the sport of luge is very much like bobsled, right?
Fastest sport of life.
Yeah, it's one person on a what Americans would probably consider a sled, right? And it's not like a full bobsled, it's literally like a sled, and these people are flying at upwards of how fast?
150 kilometers.
150 kilometers, which is how many, do you know how many miles per hour? 90 miles an hour. On their back, flying on that same course that a bobsledder would be on. Don't even want to get started on skeleton racing, which is the same thing, only head first. But it's truly unbelievable, and these people have to be so precise, which I think is what's so crazy about the sport, is they're going upwards of 90 miles per hour, but the precision is so important.
But you know what's even crazier? Some of them may be 20 years old, but they've been sliding for 15 years.
Yeah, it's not something that you kind of just, I don't think it's something that you kind of just willy-nilly get into. I think that it's something that's kind of like you said, like a family connection, or But the other thing that's amazing, one thing that always sticks out to me
Yeah.
about luge, is that it seems to be very regional based on whether or not it's available. So because it's not a huge sport, right? Like the biggest epicenters for Americans are New York, Lake Placid. There's a course there. Park City at
That's
Utah,
it.
right?
And that's it.
And that's it. Like those are the two places where. So if you're from those areas, you might be more familiar with luge than somebody who might live in Nebraska might, right? So like it's a big deal. And then when you look at the areas of the other world, right? You have like southern Italy, which has a heavily German influence, and Austrian influence, and there's Germany and all these places that have these cold weather climates.
Yeah, but the best thing of luge is like if you look at my social media,
Yeah.
almost 95% of the people, is that correct?
It's a high percentage for sure. You've always had a connection to the sport of luge, and you've met a lot of athletes through luge and befriended a lot of athletes. Or if you've even interviewed one.
Back
Yeah.
here, I've known for like, what is it, 6 years?
You guys have been in contact for a long time now, and it's cool because I think that shows again that family environment where if there's a fan and somebody who's involved and has a passion for it, it doesn't matter what side of the ice you're on,
And coming up, like, stay tuned, guys, because we have an interview coming up.
We'll keep that a secret until it drops. Yeah, we're working on another one. No. You don't have to keep the thing. Keep the person a secret. Keep the person a secret until we're ready to drop again.
Okay.
But anything else that you wanted to wrap up about luge? We wanted to put out a nice short video that kind of it's not usually we have a little bit more of a longer topic where we debate and talk about things. But Sean's been so deep into the World Cup right now with luge, so
Germany, obviously, the World Championships were held this past weekend, and let me tell you, all Germany except for one race.
Germany dominated. They often do.
And shout out to Jonas Mueller, by the way, who suffered a crazy crash, Francis Flat.
It was nasty. Yeah.
How crazy is this story?
Crazy story.
You want me to tell it?
It's up to you.
I'll let you tell
Want me
the
to tell?
story.
So, opening round, right?
Opening was coming.
Crashes on the course. Sled breaks. He went like he didn't go flying, didn't get hurt, but he was going so fast that he slid for a good length of the course. Like it was rough, and then comes back and ends up winning the next event, right?
That was in Segunda 3 weeks ago.
That was the 3 weeks, and then he comes back. He wins this most recent event.
And that was the World Championships.
World Championship. So that's a turnaround. That shows a lot of passion for the sport too.
The big countries, in case you don't know, right? Who are the big countries?
Germany is number one.
Germany,
Austria,
Austria, Italy,
and Latvia. Yeah, I would say, yeah. Ooh, and not the. Oh, well, I'll let you finish the topic first, and then I have an idea for our next video.
And then one of my favorite guys is one of the bigger guys is Kristen Tapios of Latvia.
Yes.
Now, he's one of the bigger guys. Now, the bigger the weight, the bigger you have it, because this guy is 6 foot. Forgive my computer. This guy is 6'5", 231.
That's a huge dude.
Is that correct?
I'm pretty sure that's accurate, and that's a big guy, especially to be on one of those
We
sleds.
looked it up.
Yeah.
And he's only 24.
Yeah.
And
He's got a long career ahead of him.
And I discovered this kid way back in 26.
It's crazy. There's a lot of great stories there if you're looking for something.
I mean, the connections I had is unbelievable.
I agree. I think that it's been a really great sport, a really great connection, both Youth Olympics, regular Olympics, the World Championships. You know, I think it's been really, really good. And I think it's a good topic to kind of touch base on when it happens, you know?
So, what do you have for an idea? Like, that?
I'm thinking we can have a half prediction, half debate
About what's gonna happen over the next World Cup race.
not World Cup race. Coming back after a long absence, the World Baseball Classic. Have a little debate on that?
Yeah.
I know that we often disagree on some, and I don't know if we know, we'll talk about it more during the video, but they have expanded the field this year as well to add a couple of more teams into it, and one of those teams is Great Britain. So there's going to be some interesting and unknown stars that are going to be born.
Let me ask, is it a bunch of American ties or they actual?
I don't know. We'll have to look at the roster. That's what I want to do during the video. Look at some of the rosters, make some predictions, go over the groups, see what we think.
Yeah, so that's a better idea.
So that's what that'll be our next video. We'll have a little debate topic.
Should we do a loose debate video?
Absolutely. We could do that as well for the next World Cup Championships.
No, for the World Cup to see.
Okay, I'm down.
You know what, Mike? What I want you to do is on top, you know.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Pick a favorite?
Yeah.
Okay, I could do that.
I mean, since you don't know, or do you know some of the
I know some of the names, but I'm not too deep into it. I'll dig into it. I'll dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
We'll have that for the video when we talk about it next.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you want to do, man?
Let's close up shop so that way we can have more information for the next ones. All right, sign us off, my dude.
Keep sliding. See you guys next time. Keep on sliding.
Keep sliding.